Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of me ranting while I'm driving to work. Not so much ranting, but talking. I've seen quite a few people lately talking about how keto is difficult, how keto is hard, how it's something that it's not at all. Keto is very easy. As a person doing keto, talking to another person that's interested in doing keto, you do not have to make it complicated. You do not have to make them think that it's something that it's not. Keto is simply, to me, living a ketogenic lifestyle. Eating clean food, trying to do the best that you can to put in your mouth what you can that is healthy, that's going to engage your healing process. Not stuff with maltodextrin, not stuff with tons of sweeteners and things like that. You guys know my standpoint on that, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about the people that keep making it seem like keto is difficult. Keto is not difficult. A lot of it is the same foods that we ate every day. It's just a mixture of processed food, refined carbohydrates, and sugar that we had along with it. It's nothing abnormal. It's nothing different than what you're used to eating, except you're just eating more of the clean stuff. I see time and time again people wanting to make keto out to be something that it's not. Keto is not hard. It's not difficult. And it's not expensive. Quit saying stuff like that. Quit telling people those things, because it makes no sense. It makes them think that they're going to have more of a struggle than what they actually are. And you plant that negative mindset, that negative seed in their mind before they even get started, and they think, oh man, it's going to be difficult. No, it isn't. Keto is not difficult. There's nothing hard about it, especially if you do it like some of the other doctors talk about. Dr. Berry, Dr. Berg, and Dr. Stanley Lang, something like Dr. Berry, just eat keto-approved food. Just eat fats, eat proteins, and keep your carbohydrates as low as you possibly can. You're going to lose weight. You're going to heal. I don't understand how it's difficult. I don't understand how I see in the comment sections that people talking and networking with each other and making it out to be something that it's not. Keto is not hard. I simply started keto because I had a basic understanding of what keto was based on my low carb years. I just knew I needed to be lower. I was already eating healthy food. I just had to cut some of the higher glycemic foods out. So for those of you that think you're benefiting, not really benefiting, for those of you that think that you're building somebody up and you're giving them good information by starting out the conversation with keto can be tough and it can be, very frustrating and expensive, you're not doing yourself any favors, and you're not doing keto any favors at all. Nip it in the bud. Figure out what you're doing wrong to make it so expensive and make it so difficult and make it tough, because it's the exact opposite of what I'm seeing people say. It's very easy. Tristan from Primal Health, he just did a video about this not too long ago. I think it was like yesterday or day before, and I seen some comments in my carnivore group about how expensive things can be, and then on the keto group about how keto is very tough in the beginning. No, it's not. It's very simple. Keep it simple. Keep it basic. Don't try to reach out there with all the keto treats and junk and stuff like that in the beginning. Keep yourself on track for the first few months before you start trying to explore. And the recommendations of carb cycling and stuff that I see from new people is making me disgusted as well. That's one of the first things people ask a new person. They'll come to keto and they'll say, well, when can I have the carbs? When can I carb cycle? That should not be your main focus. Your main focus should be healing yourself, not when can I carb cycle. And if you're a person that's trying to get them to carb cycle, why don't you have them switch to a carnivorous diet for a few days and then go back to a ketogenic diet and just increase their low glycemic carbs a little bit to where they're still in that 50 gram of carbohydrate window, and bam, they've just basically carb cycled. Ideally, that's exactly what it is. I do carnivore right now, and the other day I said, you know what? Normally every 3 or 4 months I'll carb cycle for my knees. There's a purpose behind it. There's a science behind it. But I said, I wonder, because I've been carnivore for so long, if I just went back to keto for a few days and then back to carnivore, if it would do the same thing. And guess what? it did. I didn't have to leave my ketotic state. I went to 50 grams of low glycemic carbs on keto and went right back to carnivore 2 days later, and guess what? I was completely fine. I did not leave a ketotic state. I was more than happy with the situation. I didn't have lethargy or flu-like symptoms or any of that. You can manipulate the system to stay in a healthy ketotic state without having to screw it up because you think you can reinvent the wheel and you have to give bad recommendations to people. It was very interesting that I found that out because I had lowered my carbs to 0, being only carbs were 4 to 6 carbs a day from eggs, which didn't affect me at all, to going keto for 2 days and then back, and it did the same thing for me as when I was keto and I carb cycled with high amounts of carbs, 150-ish plus, and then back to keto again. This way I didn't make myself sick. I didn't screw up my ketotic state and break that and then have to get back in. I kept it. And I think that's what's phenomenal about carnivore and keto is they run such close hand-in-hand relationships that it can be done very successfully. My main focus is getting good information out, not putting a bunch of bullcrap junk products and stuff where people think that they have to make keto cakes and treats and fat bombs and everything else, because that is not what this lifestyle is about. And I don't care who you are, I don't care who you want to keep telling and fooling yourself whenever you say, oh, keto is just whatever, keto is keto, keto is, that's not what it is. Keto is not based around keto treats and junk and stuff like that and processed, refined this and that. So those of you out there that keep pushing that stuff, I don't know what to say. It's starting to get really frustrating. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm just like, I don't even know if I want to keep watching those people's videos. I try to support them as much as I can, but I hate watching that stuff. I hate watching people talk about how you can have keto cake, and it just makes me think about how weak people are and how much they actually make excuses for eating crap products instead of good, healthy, nutritious products. And then the bad recommendations on, or the bad, just information being put out about how keto is difficult and it's very frustrating in the beginning and how it's expensive and stuff. No, it isn't. You just have to know how to budget shop. You have to put some effort into it. You have to want to grab the bull by the horns and ride that sucker until you can't ride it no more. And if you can't put that kind of effort into your health, then you don't need to be doing keto. Think about yourself as number one. I don't mean it as don't try it if you just don't have that effort. Sure, I want you to try it. I'm just saying, if you don't think of yourself that much, then maybe there's more than keto you have to work on. Maybe you need to start working on some self-esteem issues and figuring out where your priorities and stuff are. I love me better than the next person does, and I know that. My health is number one. I cannot be a successful person in life if I'm not a healthy person in life. Mind, body, and soul. If I'm not engaging those, what am I doing? I'm not doing myself any favors. Alright guys, end of this video, end of this rant. Keto is not difficult. Keto is not, you know what, if you just wanted to stick to chicken thighs and broccoli and eggs and bacon and sausage and steak and pork chops and kale and spinach salads every single day with some balsamic vinaigrette dressing, homemade, or make yourself a homemade keto dressing, you could do that every single day and be successful and keep it as cheap as possible, and then look at all the keto naysayers and the people that say keto's hard and it's expensive and look right back at them in the face and say, what are you talking about? I'm a new person and I'm doing it just fine. It's pretty simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to have big extravagant variant meals and stuff like that. That's when keto YouTubers and Facebook groups start making people think that keto is difficult, because you guys make all these giant recipes and stuff like that and these crazy colors all over the place and stuff, and then people think they have to do it too. That's the only way you can do keto. Not true at all. It's nice to have those kinds of dinners and stuff with family, but keeping it very simple, very simplistic, living a very simple keto life is going to yield you better results than trying to go follow all this mainstream social stuff. Alright guys, 10 minutes, my rant on my way to work. I appreciate your support. Drop your comments in the box below. If you don't have anything nice to say, maybe you shouldn't say it. I'm starting to get to the point now where I'm getting a little edgy, and I'm wanting to start speaking my mind again. I've been kind of trying to be nice lately, and I'm getting aggravated. I'm getting aggravated, and I'm starting to try to make decisions on what route I want to go with, following and not following, and it's very frustrating, especially with the carnivore group that I admin in blowing up and trying to give people really good information. I see how much bad information is actually out there and what people have been fed. It upsets me a lot. It upsets me, all the bad information they go to other people and get, and then I have to try to fix it because they're not getting the results they expect. Anyhow, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support. Again, leave the comments in the box below. If you haven't liked, like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't hit that bell, what are you doing? You better hit that bell, because this is going to be the best information you're going to get right here. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Take care. Keto on and carnivore on. And remember, this is your life. You got to live it.